live.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me, Scott,
Hello, mate.
for this early morning podcast that you dragged me on today.
Needs must. I'll be back for 12 o'clock.
Is it something that you're getting used to? It seems like, because you're doing a lot of media, because you're obviously fighting for Cagewarriors now, which is a big promotion in the UK. And you're not the most...
No, definitely not the most talkative guy. Like, I hate actually talking.
I need my protein bar since I...
hate the sound of my voice in this, in my ears here. You munch on that.
But yeah, it must be something you have to get used to.
I'm getting used to it, I think, but it's getting easier, definitely. But at the start, when I first did my first interview, I was like,
Were you nervous?
they were done like a camera, and they were asking me a question. And I was like totally freezing up. I had to do it like 19 times, like fucking.
Which one was that?
It was Art of Combat. I was like
amateur.
For the amateur belt. It was who was it? Stephen Clark.
Right.
No, it was Stephen Clark's brother, I think.
Darren.
No, was there another one? No.
Oh, is there a third one?
I'm sure there's a third one.
Oh God.
Maybe not. Maybe it was Stevie.
Not that that's a bad thing, but you know.
So there was like a big, massive camera in my face, and they were doing an interview, asking me loads of questions, and I was like just totally freezing up. Had to ask me the same question.
It's something you never think about though when you're fighting at that level. You just never think that you're going to have to answer questions afterwards because you think the hard part's done. You know, you've fought, you've won. Obviously, if you're you, and then you get this microphone shoved in your face, and you're like, "Hey, cool, I want to fight."
I'm not very good at this kind of stuff, but it gets easier.
Yeah.
Doing things like this, obviously with you, obviously I know you, it gets to be a bit more relaxed. And I think I'll eventually get used to it.
Yeah, it seems like something that you can learn to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's things that I'm still not happy with the way when I'm on the podcast, but that's just me being sort of particular. Mm-hmm. So it'll get better. It's just practice,
Yeah. I'll get there.
There is a weird thing that a lot of people do when they're getting interviewed after their fight. They start to change their accent, especially if they come from somewhere that's Scotland, or even Connor. He adopted that sort of slight Irish LA-ness, but it was audible. I mean, it worked obviously because then people
start listening. To it. You need to change your accent if you're from Dundee because it's honestly the most disgusting thing you'll ever do in your life.
It's alright, I like it.
When you speak broad Dundonian, it's literally the worst accent in Scotland, I think. Well, apart from like places like right up north.
I read an article recently saying that if you're from Dundee and you speak Dundonian, it's good as knowing a second language. Like it affects the brain in the same way as knowing a second language.
Probably. It is kind of a second language. Because if I genuinely speak full Dundonian, people that I know from even Dundee, anywhere like outside Scotland, they're really going to struggle to understand what I say. Like,
yeah, you can have to act as a translator or something.
Feel curtain on them.
And obviously, when you go to like, have you had any sort of interviews across the pond? Has it just been in the UK?
It's just been UK. Most of the Scottish guys. I've had one English guy that's interviewed me, but most of the Scottish guys that's interviewed.
It's a strange one though. Even you doing one for England, there's going to be a lot of people that still don't understand it.
I know, it's really. I think I've started to adopt my accent. Obviously, by coaching kids, I speak a wee bit more polite than I used to.
Polite. Is that what you call it?
Well, a wee bit more illiterate than I used to, definitely, because like I see the way my brother speaks, and my brother's obviously I work with my brother every day, and he's like full Dundonian. I see him like trying to speak to clients and that sometimes, and he's like still speaking full Dundonian. Like I'm like, come on, Kev, you need to change it up a wee bit. You sound like a fucking mink. You know what I mean? But he's obviously not a mink.
You might have to translate the word mink for
mink
people.
Mink is what we call in Dundee. Is a guy that's like.
I think it's a lot of Scotland still uses that word as well.
It's how you would explain it. It's a very poor guy. That's,
someone that's.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd usually call that someone who
a bum
who dresses accordingly to where they come from. If you know what I'm saying. Well, that's what I've used it when I was in high school.
Yeah, a mink's just like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it kind of when you're starting to adjust your accent, and you go back to these places, and you can start to hear it, and it's like sort of not that it's bad, but it grinds against you, and you're
I've
like,
seen it's probably gonna kill me if he ever listens to this, but I've seen Robert Whiteford doing an interview, and he's like, this guy's in Sweden, and he starts to like talk like he has a little accent.
there are people that do that adopt accents.
Yeah.
The classic one for Scotland is when people go to Glasgow University.
Yeah.
Anywhere in Scotland, even from England, people adopt this like really annoying nasally, like, I can't even do it. It's just that frustrating. But I think Kevin Bridges is a famous Scottish comedian, and he does a bit on it.
Yeah.
And if you go watch that, it's just hilarious. You know, it's like, because it's Glaswegian's a harsh sounding accent. I think those are two probably the biggest ones, Dundonian and Glaswegian.
Have you ever seen the Facebook video of the guy that's going, "Man, I'll show you a boot"? He's saying Scottish.
What, is he Canadian?
No, he's Scottish, obviously, right? But he's speaking like with an American accent. But he's saying all these like Scottish things.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Is it not the girl in George Square? Is that what you're talking to?
That's about? Like no, that's another guy. That was the guy that was like, I'm pretty sure he must be Scottish as well. He's called like Glasgow, and yeah, he was doing a couple of things. But there was another guy that was like, "Man, I'll show you a boot." It was funny. You need to watch it.
But Dundee's become like an up and coming city now.
It's starting to look really good.
I've always felt like it was a special place. Like, I loved staying there. I mean, it's maybe because I came there later on in life.
Yeah.
But I always had that feeling that it was sort of like Glasgow before it became Glasgow. You know, you do have your division between the poor and obviously the rich.
Yeah.
But there's a huge art scene in Dundee, and music as well. When I was growing up playing, I just thought the world of Dundee.
Yeah, there was quite a big music scene on, obviously The View and stuff like that. When I was growing up, anyway, I used to go and see a lot of bands. The View, local Dundee band. Kyle Faulkner just released his album, you know.
Yeah, is he doing his own stuff now?
Yeah, he's just putting out. I was actually listening to it in the car on the way. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it sort of just sounds like The View, though. I thought he would change it up a bit, but it is really good.
Yeah, because I went to college with him, I think. When I studied music, but he didn't want to play any of the shitty band stuff. He only wanted to play his own songs in the college bands. Yeah. And we were like, oh no, fuck this. And then in hindsight, we were like, we should have just jammed with him. Because he became huge after that.
Became pretty big. Songs with Mark Ronson and stuff, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he recording with Mark Ronson?
Yeah, he done a song with him. Bicycle or something.
Right. Was that a while ago?
Ride my bike.
Is that not Queen you're quoting?
No.
Is it Ride My Bike?
Yeah.
I'll just make sure that is factual and you're not spreading shite on here. McBusted, riding on my bike.
No.
Do you remember McBusted?
No.
Do you not remember that?
Was that McFly and Busted?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen them. One song that they done.
Yeah.
I did like McFly though, and Busted.
I didn't like Busted, but I thought McFly were
alright.
They're like a really good sort of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they could make a great pop song.
I used to be in my room singing it like fuck. I don't know.
I can't imagine you and Curtin just like in your room singing along to
Bleach Blonde Hair. You've seen the Bleach Blonde Hair.
Yeah, but it is a sort of an up and coming city, and I think it's only just going to get better. But that might drive out a lot of people and the culture there, because the prices will start to go up, and we're already seeing that with the rent. You know, because it's becoming a sort of cultural place.
I'm sure I read something about Dundee's got the second highest rent.
Wow.
In the city centre in like Scotland or in even Britain, I think it was. I'm sure it was London or something. It's got more.
That's pretty scary.
I don't know, like
something
I'm
like
still eating. Dad needs to get his protein for his breakfast. Since
I never eat protein bars, and I was like, well, I have to have something before you arrive. So I'm stuffing my face with a shout out to Grenade, Carb Killer, potential sponsor. What's your favourite one?
Probably the cookie dough one. It's good. There's another one. I don't know if it's actually any good for you, but is any of them any good for you? What's it called? Was it Pro Max or something? Pro Max. There's a caramel shortcake one. Damn, they're good.
Good. I see, when I'm having a protein bar, I don't want to fuck with all those like different sorts of flavors. Like chocolate's a bit bohemian for me when I'm even having a protein bar. Like the cookie ones, they just make me feel ill just by the sound of it.
Nah, man, I'm a cake guy. I just love. I've got a really sweet tooth. Have you seen my Facebook post the other day? It was like genuinely wanting some help for a helpline for getting off a cake. Somebody weed me off the cakes. Shout out to Lidl. Been going to Lidl like every day to getting like donuts. You get these chocolate donuts with chocolate on top and chocolate inside.
Lidl's legit. Like
Lidl is one of the best bakeries around. Like definitely.
Same with as Aldi as well. Like Lidl and Aldi are smashing it in the UK. I think Tesco are feeling like they are a threat.
Tesco's bakery's not got a patch on Lidl's bakery.
Nah.
So the food in Lidl there's no a great choice, but
and I think it was Aldi. What's the one? Do you know? Maybe you won't know this actually. Next to my old flat in Dundee, but there was an Aldi or a Lidl. But they used to have. That was the first introduction I ever had to craft beers. Like Aldi were bringing these in before it. Yeah, I was going to Aldi with my bag, so getting all my swag before anyone. Yeah. But they introduced me to craft beer. I had no idea what it was. I just thought it was like, oh, this foreign shite.
Pretty much. That's what it is. Nah, it's good. It's really good for random things that you never even think of. You know what I mean? I would go around Lidl sometimes and I'll just pick up something random and I'll see if I like it.
But you're probably the same as me. We grew up with that the big shop mentality. You know, on a Friday or a Saturday, you would go to Asda and you'd get dragged around the shop by your mother, and you just end up crying because it was like 2 hours of going round this massive shop. And
usually my mum that started crying. Dragged me about Asda.
I can only imagine with you.
In the old Asda, I used to like hide in the clothes and stuff. And like, Scott, I can get out of there. My auntie used to work in Tesco as well. Asda, sorry. I would always hide in the clothes, and then my auntie would end up finding me in the clothes like fucking an hour later. My mum's still panicking, looking for me. Oops.
I hated it though. I think I must have had some. I mean, I definitely think I've got it now. Some form of ADHD. You know, like I have laser focus for some things, but other things it's hard for me to even think about it. And it was the same with going to the shop when I was younger. I had no interest in it, so I hated it.
I still get dragged around the shop like for my wife. Like, there's nobody worse.
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe mum's a wee bit worse. Joe actually gets annoyed at my mum because my mum takes ages, but the way she feels to my mum, that's the way I feel when I go shopping with her.
There's levels to it.
She's obviously vegan, right? So she'll pick up like whatever, a sauce. she'll look on the back and it's got egg in it, and she's like, oh.
Is that why it takes so long?
Yeah, so then she'll pick up another one. Like, this one's got milk in it. Or pick up another one. This one's vegan. We'll get this.
They should make an app where you just scan it and it tells you.
They've started to put like vegan on a lot of things now. It used to be just vegetarians, and then you'd need to check the back and see if it's got egg and stuff. But now they've actually started putting vegan on quite a lot of things. So,
but you can be vegan, but you don't. You might necessarily not be healthy at the same time. Like I've seen fat vegans, and I'm like, how does this even make sense?
Just like chips, and bread. Joe eats a ton of bread.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
mad.
I've only ever met one person that can do it, that's done it properly, like lived a proper vegan lifestyle and was cooking and eating all the time. But they love to cook, so it was part of their personality. So
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, it's an easy transition, you know. So I've never met anyone like that since with that sort of lifestyle and that stayed true to it. But what is staying true to it? You know what I'm saying? Like I think if you're so far one way with veganism and not sort of giving up in any shape or form, it's not a good thing, you know. I mean, the idea of it is obviously good. You know, you don't want to hurt animals on the face of it. That's the basis of it.
The main reason why my wife obviously does it. She's like,
and that's a good reason.
Total hippie. It's nothing to do with health. She started to look into like a lot of things about health, like going raw until 4 and stuff like that. But she's been eating loads of fruit. I don't know. She's want to become a fruitarian and stuff, but it's obviously hard to do shit like that. But she has been eating a lot healthier. Yeah. But before it was just like chips and bread. Yeah. And fucking all the shit of the day. Any cake that's like fucking suitable for vegans.
She'll have it.
Yeah. She'll have it. Like fucking.
I know. Yeah, like I was sort of vegetarian for a couple of years, and I probably still could go back to it. You know, that's the
I
one.
could eat vegan easy.
Really?
It's just, if it was there, I'd eat it.
Right.
I'll eat anything.
If it's there.
If it's there.
Could you?
But I wouldn't go into a shop deliberately go and buy something vegan. You know what I mean? But if something was cooked on the table, here you go, here's a vegan meal.
Yeah.
I'd go, right, oh thanks, I'd just eat it.
So your non-veganness is just because you're lazy.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's not that I don't care about animals. Before anyone says.
By the way, Scott hates animals.
I hate animals.
I saw him punch a cat once while he was drunk.
We'll not go into that owl story.
An owl?
Your owl story.
Oh yeah. Did I tell you that one?
Yeah, we all know that
Did I tell it on the podcast the last
I
time?
don't think so.
I think I told Jo, and I remember seeing her horrified face because she loves animals.
Yeah, but it's, I don't do it for obviously the love of animals or whatever. I'll eat stuff because I like food. I've started to eat a lot more random stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like things I've never eaten before, like olives, for example.
Why would you say that?
I picked up an olive once and ate it and I was like, tastes like hairspray.
That's how they taste.
But
no one likes olives.
But then I genuinely, when I was on a diet, when I was cutting weight, I was eating these olives and I was like, these are actually pretty good. And
bullshit.
yeah, I got used to them. It's an acquired taste.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Amy that told me that. Acquired taste.
I've never heard that in regards to olives. I've heard it with wine.
Yeah, so I started eating them and they're pretty
Yeah.
good. Like I'll never probably go into the shop and go and buy that first.
Yeah.
But I could eat anything. Like I never even used to eat fish.
Yeah.
Now I
Really?
started to eat fish.
Yeah.
I'll just eat. I just appreciate food.
Do you think that's through your training
It's definitely, it's through.
or just getting older? Yeah.
It could be a bit of both. It could be because, I think it's because I'm starved of all these foods.
Yeah.
And then when you're really cutting out all the shit,
Mm.
you start to look at other healthy foods that might be good,
Mm.
and then you eat them and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But when you're not dieting, you're like, this is actually pretty shit.
Yeah.
But I think anything fucking looks good. It's like going shopping when you're starving.
Yeah.
I mean, you end up picking up all this shit and you go home and you fucking it'll sit there in the cupboard for ages.
And it must say something to the power of your mind, because a salad during fight camp to a salad compared when you're just eating shit, they're completely different things. Like you eat it when you're eating shit and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why would anyone eat grass?
Leaves and twigs.
But when you're in fight camp, you're like, this is so good. Like you can feel like
anything's
it's doing something to you immediately.
See, when I train, if I'm training, I'll come home and I'll try and eat something healthy because I feel like you've lost something. You know what I mean? You've obviously done training, so if you go and eat something shit, you feel like you sort of cheated yourself out of your workout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I
mean, you probably
you probably have.
like when
put on double the calories.
but when you're training in fight camp, like you probably could get away with a lot more because you're just, you're expending so much when you're training. It's crazy. Like I struggle to keep weight on sometimes when I'm fighting.
No.
Not fighting. When I was training.
My weight's kind of weird. I'll sit. Generally, right. When I was over in California with a guy Nad, right. He just had his UFC debut.
Do you want to pick up the names that you just dropped on the floor?
But me and him were in a house together, and we're both eating sort of the same sort of thing. It was easier over there because he was dieting as well. He had to fight the day after what I was supposed to have a fight. So it was easy because he was eating everything healthy and that as well. But he seemed to just he'd go to like training and lose 3-4 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I'd go and I'd lose a pound.
Why do you think that is?
My weight would just slowly come down.
Right.
Whereas his would he would lose a lot and then put on a lot.
Right.
And then lose a lot and then put on a lot. But at the end up, his weight was down. He's basically I think he was 150, 152 or something on the week before, which was.
I mean, not to sort of accuse anyone of anything, but do you think maybe there's something else to it?
Nah.
That seems like a massive sort of.
He did sweat a lot. he drank a lot of water and he was sweating a lot.
Okay.
He was literally puddles around him. But it's just weird. It's just like me. I would just not lose weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially sweating wise. I don't know. People go in and lose 3 pounds.
Maybe you're just not used to it.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't
come
know.
from Scotland, you're
Yeah.
just like,
Just body's
your body's like, what is sweating?
what is sweat? I've never been hot before.
He stays in California his
Yeah.
whole life, and he's like, just all the time.
Yeah.
So that to anyone that's watching, there will be some UFC spoilers, I guess. You know, because we've both watched it at this point.
Yeah. Well, I've watched some of it. I fell asleep.
Leading up to it, you know, this was a great card. This is one that I was excited for. Obviously with TJ and Cody, and then DJ fighting Cejudo, which on the face of it I was excited for, but then I thought, I don't want to see this fight again. You know, how much can someone really have improved? Because DJ's obviously training as well.
Yeah.
He's not just staying stagnant. You know, he fought twice in that time, and Cejudo's, you know, how better could he have got? But that obviously the results of the fight were.
I've never actually seen the fight.
No?
I know the
Okay.
results,
Yeah.
but
I wish
only because I had a coupon on. I woke
Which,
up, it was the first
translating for people abroad,
thing a betting slip. There you go. So that's
a
what-
line on.
Yeah, a line. So I had a bet on, and who did I have? I had Ricardo Ramos. That was the first fight I watched, and I fell asleep right after it. I had Brett Johns, which lost anyway. Had Cub Swanson that lost.
Yeah. You picked all the losers.
Yeah, I had Cody that lost.
It feels like you picked
Yeah.
with your heart on that one.
I did. I definitely did. I picked 2 Team Alpha Male guys, and then I thought Cub Swanson would win, to be honest. but
Yeah. I feel like he's at the end of his career. You know, he's had a long career.
He's been in some wars as
And
well.
yeah, and he's taken some knocks, and he's had some amazing fights. You know, he's looked really impressive at points, but like we always come back to this, that you only have a finite, you know, sort of lifespan in not regardless of your age. It's just the fights in you and how many you've had.
Yeah.
And that takes it out of you, and
So
I
you
think
don't
we're
take
seeing
so
that.
many knocks to the head. I think.
Definitely.
I mean, how many wars could you be in?
No.
without
And he's definitely had some wars.
Mhm.
You know, we've seen him put on impressive performances. The Demetrius Johnson one and Henry Cejudo, that that surprised me. Like,
I genuinely woke up and that was one of the biggest shocks of what?
yeah,
What, you lost?
because he was everyone thinks of the DJ as a dead cert.
Yeah,
You know?
he's my favourite fighter,
Yeah,
without doubt.
I think he's pretty much everyone's sort of top fighter up
Yeah.
there. But
He's just technically so good.
I didn't see much of the fight. You know, it was obviously a 5-round decision towards Henry, and that is a weird one because it must have been quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because if you're the champ, you know, you have to decisively beat the champ to get to get the win, and that went to Cejudo last night, which was pretty.
I'm
crazy.
gonna watch it back. I wasn't wanting to stay up too late because I'm coming here to.
Oh, just blame me, why don't you?
So, like I was saying to you earlier on, I woke up as Bruce Buffer was saying it's time, and I literally had my phone. I must have fell asleep.
Yeah.
Phone was still right at the side of my pillow, and I went, it's time. I woke up. I was like, oh shit, fucking Cody and TJ just walking into each other, and he just starts announcing the rules. It's mad.
You should have that on tape, and then if you're struggling to sleep, just put on Bruce
Yeah, I
Buffer
know.
saying it's time, and then you'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if you get to the UFC, don't do that, obviously.
I don't get to sleep.
It's like hypnosis over years, and then as soon as he says it, you're like out.
Just fall asleep.
TKO by his own self. It's like an own goal. Yeah, but the main event, wow. Did you see
Yeah, I
it?
seen it. Yeah.
Wow.
It looked like Cody had it in the first
Mhm.
couple of minutes, and it was like fucking hell. He got caught.
Yeah.
He caught TJ. and
I
it's
think
like
they both caught each other.
Yeah.
You know, that exchange with the right hand. I think
Yeah.
they both landed hooks, but it seemed like Cody had the better of that one.
I think Cody tried to finish it, and he got a bit wild, and that's exactly what he done last time. He started throwing hooks, bombs
Yeah.
to try and finish him, and then TJ threw a combination. He was just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was catching him on the end of combinations. It wasn't like the first or second or third. It was like the fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ones that was catching him. But good fight.
And TJ just looked slick. You know, his striking was just that extra bit crisper, and I think that's what just caught Cody out.
Yeah.
You know, when you start to get invested and maybe a little bit lazy with your punches, then you can't stand in front of TJ like that and do that. You know, you're just going to get caught.
It's a good fight. Like,
do you think that maybe? Well, Joe Rogan in the ring said that this probably makes him the best bantamweight. You know, do you think that's probably true?
Probably.
Apart from yourself, obviously, but
I'll be there soon. I would say so.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a trio between like obviously what's his name again? It's on my phone, is it?
Terrible etiquette.
It's actually
you just leave right now. Why have you got your wife's phone?
I've got my wife's phone because my phone ran out of data. And
Data.
So I had to get through here. My data doesn't like renew until the 7th.
Right.
So
Okay.
I've got 2 days without any data.
Oh,
which is pretty shit.
that is shit.
Right, what was I saying now?
About TJ being like the
what's
best.
What's the other guy's name again?
Barrow?
Cruz. Cruz.
Dominic. Yeah.
Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw,
Mm.
Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
I'd now like to see Cruz v TJ again.
Yeah. I mean, would that be a different story?
Maybe.
But yeah, that was a hard one because what Cody did to Dominic Cruz, like he just made him look old and frustrated and sort of battle worn.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if
but this is MMA math. It never works.
Yeah. Would TJ do the same?
Yeah, like he already fought him and he got beat. You know,
Yeah.
this is just MMA math. So stupid. Like you think because Cody beat
one
Dominic
him,
and then TJ beat Cody twice that he'd be able to beat Dominic, but it just didn't work.
It's just like stylistic sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like people.
What do you think's going to happen now for DJ? Like, do you think he'll retire, or do you think he needs to? I think he'll have some super fights now. Maybe.
I think he'll take a fight. Probably again at flyweight.
Yeah.
He'll try and win that belt back, and then he'll have a super fight, and then he'll retire. That's my opinion.
Right.
That's what I would do.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's got another 3 fights in him. He's not that old, is he?
Who?
TJ.
I think he's 32 or something like that. DJ or TJ?
Who are we speaking about?
I'm talking about DJ.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's got a good couple of fights in him.
I think maybe because he's been fighting a while as well. You know, I think he's defended the belt 11 times, is it?
Something like that.
You know, that's a long time.
Yes.
And he gets beat by decision. You know, that's a hard one. You could maybe take that if it was a flash knockout.
It'll probably be like, I don't know, I think it'll probably be like another TJ and Cody thing, you know what I mean? It might be like, but they never fought before.
Who? DJ and Dominic?
No,
Cody.
DJ and Cejudo.
Yeah, they fought twice now.
Yeah, so it might be like the trilogy. I don't know.
That'll be a hard one though. I don't want to see that fight again.
Where does he go from here?
Yeah. I think
TJ Dillashaw is now gonna try and get the belt from
Cejudo, but that'll be an easy fight, I think.
Well,
do you know what? But this is what's so annoying about this is because if DJ had won, that would have set up the super fight between TJ and DJ. That's going to be an awkward fight to call as well. Yeah. TJ and DJ. But now Cejudo's just thrown a spanner in the works, and no one wants to see that, and it's like a whole pocket of cash that's going to disappear now because of that one fight.
Dana White will be crying.
They might still put it on though. Do you think? Just off the back of the DJ's career.
Probably. I think so because it would then solidify like TJ is the best.
Yeah.
Maybe you get up there on the pound for pound. You know what I
mean? Yeah, maybe. And I don't know how much he's making. I've seen that he's got like amazing fancy cars there wherever he is in Colorado.
Seen that.
He's got like a spa. Yeah, insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Doesn't even look nice, but it just looks like it costs a lot.
Can't
I guess.
Go over a speed bump or practical. He's got a kid now. He needs to think about these things.
I thought. Do you think they're going to squash the beef now? TJ and Cody Garbrandt. Because that's twice they've fought.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't even stay up to the end. Like, I seen the loss and then just fell right back asleep.
Yeah.
I didn't see what he says after the fight or nothing like that. I didn't see how Cody was after the fight. I just turned it off and went to sleep.
Yeah, I didn't see the sort of the interview with him. I think they were reluctant to interview Cody because he'd been knocked out,
obviously.
and I think that's what.
It's not like Joe Rogan.
I don't know. Like, I think it should be. You know, they're both fathers at this point. They both had a baby at this time, and I think Cody's 27, 28 now.
Nah, he's only like 26. He's quite.
I think he just turned 27.
So his mic got right here.
Well,
Hello.
can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can still hear myself.
And you're still in frame.
Still
For your massive head.
Yep.
Let's see. I think Cody is. He just turned 27.
Maybe.
Anyway, who cares? It's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But you were recently over in California, weren't you? You were training over there.
Well, I was training there for a fight camp.
27.
He's
He's born in 1991.
91. That makes me feel so old.
I know.
Must make you feel old.
That makes me feel old. Hey, you're only like a year younger than me, I think.
Yeah, I was over there.
Because this was your fight camp leading up to the recent fight.
For my Cagewarriors fight, this would have been my first official fight for them, like in contract.
Yeah.
The guy pulled out, and the guy actually pulled out. I was fighting O'Gorman on what date was it meant to be on?
I'm not sure.
I can't even remember now.
You've been partying hard since it.
I've not actually. Cagewarriors 95 in London. I was supposed to fight O'Gorman on that. He got injured.
Yeah, and this is a big show for you.
Yeah.
I think where was the last time you fought in Cagewarriors? Was it Wales?
Wales, yeah.
So big show, but you still feel like when you're going to London, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get people behind you as well. And
to be honest, I think the Wales one probably had more people.
Yeah,
but I was still there in the crowd.
Right. Okay.
It was a weird setup. It was like you'll know, but probably people won't listen and won't. Remember Art of Combat?
Yeah.
See the way it was sort of like
So
a theatre.
Yeah.
It was like that. What they only show you on the cameras is like the perspective. You know what I mean? You only see out.
Yeah.
You don't see the big black curtain that's behind them.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like that setup.
I'm not a big fan of that either.
Because remember, I think when you suplexed that guy, I think that was that setup again at Art Combat.
Yeah.
You know, just the weird black curtain, and
Yeah,
then
it was weird.
a bunch of people watching you. I mean, it was good for watching, like the view
you
down
could
to the
see pretty
cage.
good.
But as a person, it was like you felt like, I don't know, like you were in half a coliseum.
Yeah. It was a weird setup. That's exactly the same as London.
Yeah, it's the same.
It was
in
the
London.
same, yeah.
Wow.
That's what it's like. It's like you get like the top tier,
Yeah.
and you get underneath. It's like a nightclub. So it's like standing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just a dance floor, pretty much. You're standing on. There's like a barrier.
Mm-hmm. Nightclub.
That's what actually was a nightclub. It's in Indigo.
It's funny.
It was a strange setup. Like,
does anywhere have like a dedicated MMA space? I think everywhere is in some sort of like venue.
What's the Echo Arena? Is it? Is that in Liverpool? I don't know
Right.
exactly what that is, but that's where the next Cagewarriors is.
Right.
I was trying to get on that show. Like we'll go back to California. We'll get back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this.
I get that.
So, for my fight camp for this Darren O'Gorman, he pulled out on the day that I arrived in California. So obviously I was like really annoyed because I just paid money to go over to California.
Your sponsors obviously helped you out.
My sponsors helped me out. I was trying to. When I got there, I got the news like, "Oh, your guy's pulled out." I was like, "Fucking hell, no again." So
strikes
straight away, gave them the due. They came back on the same day, and they're like, "We've got Corey Tate,
right?
Which is he was ranked like number 2 in Britain at one
Wow.
point, behind Brad Pickett.
Okay, and that's a big position
yeah,
to be in the UK.
He was like 7-1 or something,
Right.
which is I thought it was a really good name to sort of get myself out there.
Yeah.
And it would have been a good fight, but he then pulled out on the Wednesday after me coming home, being in California and not eating any of the good food.
Was there a few people in fight camp when you were over there?
There was me and there was Nad.
Right.
Nadler Mane, he had his UFC debut.
Wow.
I don't know if did you know what happened to his first one?
No.
So
Did you see it?
No, his first one, he went there.
Right.
He had the gloves on, had his hands wrapped,
Right.
had everything. He was warming up, and the guy got like his medical. He failed the medical.
On what?
On like he had like fucking herpes or something in his face. It was like something, I don't know, something in his eye or something on his lip or something like that.
Maybe he was just scared. He started like kissing homeless people on the way to the arena.
So Nad had like trained for this. And
Yeah,
he
that's
he took it on 4 days' notice. Right,
and that was his first UFC one.
This
so
was
just a
lightweight.
fight. Yeah.
He was like, it sort of worked out for the better, I think. But yeah, he took it on short notice, and then the guy pulled out, and he was like, I was speaking to him about it. He was like, it was just surreal. It's like you're there, you've got the gloves on, you're ready to fight, and then they come in and go, right, now the guy's not clear to fight on the same day.
I know. You don't even think that would happen ever on that. You know, how many times has that happened?
I know.
Especially at the level of UFC.
It's nuts. Like
you would never.
That's
as much as you want to pull out. You'd
for the
never do it.
For the pull-outs that I've had, that's the worst. That's worse.
You must have a sort of a deeper level of understanding of never wanting to pull out on a fight now because you've had it happen to you so many times.
I will never pull out a fight in my life. I'll go in there with a broken leg, man.
How many times is it happened?
I've counted as 11.
11?
Right.
That could be 11 people on your record.
I know. On Sherdog, it's 10, but I'm pretty sure it's 11.
Okay. I think Ollie pulled out on when you guys were supposed to fight. You're jobless, yeah. I think that was it. Because he tends to pull out of things that you're scheduled to do, both of you.
No, I fucked him up last time. Like, I heel hooked him. Yeah, fucking just 11 pull-outs that I counted.
I mean, that's got to be disheartening.
It's horrible. You train for this.
Yeah.
And then you get there, and I'm just wanting these extra numbers on my record. Potentially, it could be 14-1.
Yeah, potentially. You know, that's a brilliant record. That would be leading into the UFC now.
I know. That's the thing. It's every time somebody pulls out, it's a step back for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a longer wait for me.
Man, I'm so frustrated. When I heard that about the last fight, I was just...
I was literally sitting in the sauna on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was just getting the sweat on. And they're like, oh, the guy's pulled out. And they never gave me a reason. Yeah, and I still didn't know the reason.
For the first one? Or the second one?
For the second one.
Wow.
Right, so on the Wednesday, and they're like, keep cutting weight just in case you get somebody else.
Yeah.
So I was like, sitting in the sauna, and I'm like, didn't even know I was fighting. I was like, oh,
they shouldn't have told you that in the sauna.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
If they can get somebody just so I could either eat or drink or just fucking... But they ended up telling me on... Was it Thursday night? No.
Were there any potentials that were going to fill in? Or was it just... There was nothing?
They were trying.
Yeah.
Like Ian Dean is due. Like he was really trying to get somebody in. But
is that the promoter for...
He's the promoter for Cagewarriors. He was really trying hard to get someone in. But you've got to have your safe MMA and stuff like that. So... all that on like 2 days' notice.
That's a lot.
It's a lot to do.
But you think you would have people on sort of retainer?
Well, that's what I think. I'm training towards Cardiff. They were trying to get me on the Liverpool card, but there's no room and there's nobody that's going to take it.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's people getting scared, or do you think it's genuinely bad luck?
At this point, I'm like, I don't even know. It's been so much. Like, some people have been legit and they've sent like a video or whatever, and, like guys' eyebrows being all burst open and stuff, like underneath their eye or something like that. Like, I wouldn't go in a fight with a big burst eye.
No,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
But so, like, especially this one, he pulled it on the Wednesday and I never got an actual answer.
Right.
I didn't know what happened to him. I don't know. He's no fault for a couple of years, so I don't know if it's mentally, or what. Like, if the guy's dealing with some mental issues, then fair enough. But then don't take the fight in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wanting to slag anyone with mental health issues.
No, of course.
But if you're going to take a fight, then fight.
And there's a large amount of stuff that could come under that umbrella. Like, you could just be not wanting to fight because you're
Yeah.
you're super anxious about it.
Yeah.
You know, you
Every
could
person's
just
gonna
say,
be anxious
yeah,
about the fight, you know what I
and you
mean?
could say that's just my mental health issues, but
Mhm.
just realizing that's part of what happens when you
Yeah,
come to
that's-
fight. You know,
that's-
unless it genuinely is something that's
Mhm.
you know medically he's got some issues.
Yeah. I know, obviously, if he has got issues, then fair play, but
Yeah,
it's just a pain in the ass for me. Like, don't take the fight if you're gonna back out.
yeah. I mean, you have to put something in the contracts, but even then, it's like you're still going to be at a place where you're sort of in the shit
Mhm.
if somebody pulls out, even if you get sort of monetary, like some compensation, it
Mhm.
just doesn't matter because your career is still not getting that notch, you know, and the experience as well that you get.
Like, I'm not getting any younger, like we disclosed earlier. I don't know, like, am I gonna be too old by the time this comes around? You know what I mean? Like, is the UFC gonna look at me when I'm like 32?
Yeah,
You know what I mean, you
but
don't know.
they're going to take into consideration that you've had pullouts. Like that's
Yeah.
going to come up a lot as well, you know, and you're going to, when you do get the fights, that's going to speak for itself.
Yeah,
You're just going to have to put on those
I've
performances.
been looking. I've got a fight for either Cardiff. They're trying to push it for Cardiff, but it doesn't look likely. So I'll be fighting on Birmingham card.
And when's that?
October the 20th.
Shit, man.
I think.
Yeah.
20th.
20th. So you're going to be cutting weight pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. But I've just booked a wee holiday for my family. So
Nice. Where are you going?
Craig Tara, just a wee
Where?
Craig Tara.
Where's that?
It's like a wee like caravan place.
Oh, nice.
Butlins.
Yeah.
It's the old Butlins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, there's taking us back. I've never been though, and I
It's
didn't go to
good.
Butlins.
I've actually went in. Was it April?
Right.
I went in April, and the kids loved it. So we're just going back. It's just a wee cheap holiday to get.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've just been to California.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry, your wife must be so frustrated.
Yeah,
that
she's like, you need to do something with the kids. You need to do something. So she's wanting to book Craig Tara,
Yeah.
and I'm like, at the time I didn't know if I was getting on a Liverpool card, so I was sort of reluctant to go. I was not really wanting to go because I'm not even going to be able to have a beer or nothing. You know, just sitting there watching these kids run about.
Whoa, how does that sort of? How is it when you go to California, like as someone who's a dad, obviously of kids, and your wife is back home in Scotland?
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard. And fair play to Jo, like she's like doing everything.
Yeah.
And she does that every day anyway when I'm here because I'm at work.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to work from like 7 till like 9 at night. So she's like looking after the kids.
Yeah.
And she's running about doing everything.
Yeah.
But
Big shout out to Jo actually,
big shout
because
out to Jo, my wife. Love you.
I love you too. I'm kidding.
So yeah, it was hard. Obviously, these days it's a bit easier with FaceTime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can still speak to them, you can still see them. But
It's not the same.
I think, I don't know if they understand, but I'd like to think they do. But they're always like, oh, Daddy's away for work.
Right.
Daddy's away for work. Daddy's away fighting. Daddy's always away.
He's always fighting.
But I'm just hoping that like one day I'm not gonna need to work, and it's gonna be I'll go to work, which will be training like a couple of hours in the day.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back to my family, and then I'll go and train like another couple of hours, and I'll come back to my family. You know what I mean? So you may even
Full time pro.
Yeah.
Is that some? Is that
that's
sort of
exactly what I want to
yeah.
do. That's the goals.
I mean, this, and essentially you could be there at this point if
Yeah.
it wasn't for all those pullouts.
That's
the
why I'm
frustrating
trying to.
thing.
I was trying to push for a bigger fight. I was trying to push for like either Ed Arthur, the guy that beat Ed Arthur.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name. I think I don't even know what it is.
Right.
It's Adebayo or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Adebayo, is that not a football player?
Yeah. He's quite good. Like both of the guys are good guys. Legit guys that are like ranked in Europe. You know what I mean? Not just Britain.
And what did the Cagewarriors say to it when you've had all these pullouts? Are they saying, look, you know, we want to get you on the card?
They've matched me with a guy that's like, they see me as a prospect.
Yeah.
So they've matched me with another prospect.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get these prospects to fight, and then I'll need to obviously work my way up the ladder. But the way I see it in my head, I'm like, I should be at the top of this ladder already. I shouldn't need to work up this ladder. But then everybody's like, I shouldn't need to work up this ladder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think it's just focus, man.
I've got
like
5 fights with him. I'm hoping by the end of the 5 fights, I'm at least fighting for the title.
Yeah.
Or got the title and defending it.
Is that your goal?
That's the
goal. You want it in 5 fights.
I would have liked it by the end of the year. I was saying I want to get it by the end of the year all the time. I think I'm definitely up there with all the top guys that are competing for that belt.
Yeah.
I'm definitely up there. I think I could beat these guys.
Your last performance, man, in that cage was just amazing.
Yeah.
When you got the guy with the body lock, and then the trip, like the little judo trip you did, was just. I remember just laughing when I was watching.
I knew he was a good striker. I knew he'd like to spin.
Yeah.
He was doing loads like spinny kicks. He had highlight reels of him spinning about and knocking people out, which was good. I actually spoke to him after the fight. He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
But me and Sloaney, my coach, was working on watching like his front foot, and his front foot was turning in every time he was going to spin. So I was watching.
It's like a traditional sort of move as well.
He was southpaw as well, so like I watched his foot, and as soon as his foot turned, I knew he was going to spin. So I shot in.
Sorry if you just come into the mic.
So
you're drifting away here.
Yeah. As soon as his foot came in, as soon as his foot turned in that wee bit, I shot in and took his back, and it was kind of cool how he spun and just gave me his back pretty much.
It was slick.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, it looked like it was planned, you know, but it worked. It was such a sweet trip as well.
We had been pretty much drilling that as soon as that foot there shooting.
Is that an old judo throw? It's like a trip, is it? Or was it just a wrestling one?
I don't even know. Half the stuff I do now.
Because he landed on his front, I think. Is that what happened after?
It was just to take him down. It was just, I knew he was dangerous on his feet, so I wasn't want to hang about there. You know what I mean?
But I feel like from what I saw in that fight of him striking, I felt like you could have struck with him easily. Yeah. You know, I think that's something that you've yet to show in your game.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep that until the later fights.
And I think you have it, obviously, and it's something you're working on.
There.
Yeah.
And it's something that nobody's seen yet.
Yeah.
So that it's good, because even any videos on YouTube and there's no...
People just assume that you're a grappler.
I'm a grappler. There's nobody's got any footage of me actually striking for any length of time, which is good.
Are you going to leave it till you need it? Is that the thing?
Definitely. I was going in there, I was like, right, I'm going to knock this guy out. I'm going to knock this guy out. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
just reaction.
All changes when you're getting hit.
After the first and second round, I knew I'd won the fight.
Yeah.
So, the debut on Cagewarriors, the third round got a bit boring, I think.
I thought it was all a solid, like, tactical performance, though.
I think the first and second round was alright. I was getting some good ground and pound, but third round it was like staying safe.
Right.
You know what I mean, I wasn't wanting to lose.
Yeah.
I wasn't wanting to do anything stupid.
But the commentators were saying that as well, like, just stay there. You know, you don't want to. You're gonna.
I was just eating up clock, like the Seons.
But you were still active.
Yeah.
You know?
But I did think the third round got a bit boring. But when I watch it back,
while you were doing it, or
both.
I'm bored here.
I was like
bored of beating this guy so decisively.
Yeah, but he was quite bendy as well.
Right.
So I thought, like, if I move here, he's gonna.
Well, there was the position that I know, like, I've been in that underneath when you're on top, is that crucifix, man, and when you lock that up, there's just there's no getting out of it. And this guy was like super bendy, and he was almost like trying to get you in an armbar from that position, but you were so strong with it that he just wasn't getting anywhere.
No, that's my thing. Yeah, I was really happy with the performance. Like,
it was great. And that should have sort of lended itself to you getting a fight that gets you up that ladder, and I guess that's what your focus is. Just hopefully no one pulls out. This is the fucking frustrating thing.
Go and destroy this guy, and then I'm going to just like call out everybody. I'm just going to become Conor McGregor.
Yeah. out of necessity, you have to be like, I'm going to fight this wanker.
Yeah, you need
this begoid.
It's like you need to. These days in MMA, you need to like start calling out people to get noticed. I mean, like, people don't even watch watch the fight that much anymore.
Yeah.
It's just about what happens outside.
Well, because of your personality, like you're quite quiet
Mhm.
and then sort of sure and whatever of yourself. But
Gentlemen.
well, you can put it that way if you want. I know otherwise. Nah, I'm kidding. I think maybe that's, I don't know, like in the game, I think, is there room for that in MMA left? You know, are there people that just, when they fight, but you have to be able to fight to be able to use that as a, to get that up there.
Yeah.
And you can back it up,
Yeah.
but you're not getting to fight.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have to come out and just start calling people out.
Yeah. I've been speaking to my managers, and they're trying to push for like a big fight. They're getting this guy that's a prospect to come in. He's just won as well on his.
Sorry for the
London.
seagulls. Sorry, it's Seagull Day, obviously. Seagull Sunday.
Getting their breakfast. Yeah. So I think if I beat this guy, then I might be in for a chance of at least a fight that's going to get me to the title fight. I don't think they're going to just bump me up to the title fight because there's loads of guys that beat some good guys.
Yeah.
But I think I need to take out one of the top guys first, and then I might get a title shot.
How do you think that is? That's going to get you your foot on that ladder.
Top guys, I would say just now in the weight. Obviously Jack Shore, which way to fight for the belt. I'd say Josh Reed. I'd say Chris Edwards and Brian Booland. They're the sort of top guys, I think. Ed Arthur and that Ikendale. They're like all the top guys, I'd say. So one of them, for me, would be good. Any of them.
Do you not have your eye on anyone specific?
Any of them. Literally any of them.
Right.
Don't even care. I know I'm going to destroy them all.
And don't pull out, obviously.
No, don't pull out. I know.
You should change it to don't be scared, homie. It should be don't pull out, homie. Have your t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm just going to get...
Don't pull out, homie.
Don't pull out. Please. Yeah.
That's it.
One of these guys would be a good fight for me, I think. But there's probably loads of other bantamweights in there thinking the exact same.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, there's always
Everybody
people
else
that are
thinks they're the
hungry for
best,
that.
you know?
Yeah, everyone. That's why they're there, though.
You've got to. You can't go in there thinking that you're going to be second best because then you've lost the fight.
Yeah.
There you go.
So how was your experience in California this time?
It was different.
Yeah.
A lot different. Obviously, when I went over the first time, I was a lot more relaxed. I was able to have a beer. I was able to eat In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
This time,
are they good? I've never had one.
They're amazing.
Honestly,
I actually had one when I went over.
No way.
I was like the second day. I was like, right, I'm having a burger now. Now we're going to get this burger, and then I've got the rest of the time to.
Had you had it before?
Yeah, I'd had it before. Yeah, it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Because it just looks amazing.
It's really, really good. There's
like McDonald's In-N-Out.
Nah.
So can you compare it?
Do you like Five Guys?
Yes.
It's kind of like Five Guys, but
less of the five.
Yeah, more of the guys.
Do you know what I don't like about Five Guys is how they pour the chips in there and they cook them in peanut oil. So it's like they're like, oh yeah, we'll give you loads of chips, but they're just, I can only eat like 3 or 4 of them at a time because they're just covered in peanut oil.
What's the peanut oil?
That's what they cook them in. They fry them in peanut oil.
What's that?
I think it's just healthier than vegetable oil and all that. It's just like a sort of, and I think it's maybe cheap or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's always like, ugh. But they give you loads of them, and you're like, oh yes, loads of chips.
I just hate the price.
Yeah, it is quite expensive.
It's good. It's no. It's not great. I'm a man of like, not hating things, but like, if it's really hyped, then it's it better be really good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm like,
to quote a mutual friend of ours, Dane Dixon, he said it was shite. So like the first time he's like, nah, it's shite. Did a total Billy. He was like, nah, it was shite. But then I think he's come round to it.
Oh, he's in love with Five Guys now. Literally.
Oh, he's changed his mind. What a hypocrite. If you're listening, and I think he is, Dane.
He probably will be.
You're definitely...
He's like in love with Five Guys now. He goes there like every second day, I think.
Yeah. Well, you can when you got the meal after it.
He works offshore. He must have the big bucks and that. You can go and eat.
So you get to California and you have your In-N-Out.
That was like the first day.
While you're supposed to be cutting weight as well.
Yeah.
What's been on a plane and cutting weight like?
That was hard. on the way home was the hard. Obviously, when I was going there, it was like I wasn't too bothered. My weight was fine. Coming home, it was getting obviously closer to the week of the cut.
Yeah.
To bring out like fucking ice cream, loads of just like fatties. There was like a chicken curry or something like probably the most fattening thing that you could think of. And there was like chocolate ice cream.
Oh shit!
Like a donut, and obviously I had to eat it.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously, if you don't eat it, you just starve.
Couldn't you done a fast for 8 hours maybe?
Nah, it's longer than 8 hours.
What fast? Oh, the plane. Because it's all the way on the east coast, the west coast, isn't it? Yeah. So it's like 8 hours to the east coast, and then how many hours
I think it's like 10 hours.
That's crazy.
Was the journey.
Wow. That's a lot, man.
That was to London, and then we got from London to there. And on the way out, I fucking missed my flight.
How'd you manage that?
Fucking EasyJet.
Sleazy jet.
Oh man, like waited for ages on this delayed flight.
Yeah.
By the time I got there, the flight hadn't left. But by the time I got there, I tried to check in. I just went straight to the front. I was like, "Look, I think I'm going to be late for my flight." No, it's closed. So I was like, "Fuck, what do I do?" Went over to like the British Airways thing, and they're like, "Well, we've only got another flight in for 3 days." I'm like, "What? So what am I supposed to do for 3 days?" They're like, if it was British Airways that was taking you down,
yeah,
then we'd be able to
do
sort
something
you out.
Yeah.
Because it was someone else, because it was booked through like a comparison site. You know,
right. Okay.
They can't do nothing.
That's the shit thing about those sites is you don't get the assurance.
I never knew this.
Yeah.
I just thought like it was just an airport.
One ticket, please.
Yeah, if you miss a flight, then.
What do you mean I can't buy tickets here?
You're going to get another flight. But
yeah,
I ended up like, shout out to Scott. He gave me some cash to help me get another flight.
Yeah. So. You not think about driving up or getting the train or?
Well, I got the same flight, like another flight the same day.
Yeah. You just want to get home, I guess.
That was on the way.
Oh right, on the way you missed your flight,
mate. On the way, because the first flight from Edinburgh was
delayed.
7:30.
Right.
So, and my other flight was like 10. So I thought that's got to be enough time. So I was delayed, and by the time I got there, it was like 9.
Yeah.
Got a bag, and I was like running about the airport. Fucking got there, and they're like, "No, it's shut." I was like, "Oh man." So I had to phone the wife. I was like, "What do I do?" I genuinely was thinking about just coming home. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go home. And then it turns out all of that was pretty much for nothing. You know what I mean? Because there was no fight.
Oh man, I don't even know how you continue to try and train and be a fighter, because
it's these things that test you mentally. Like,
but that's like the greatest test. Like when you get there, it's going to be just that much sweeter. You know, like all this shit you've had to endure, and the sort of letdowns and training. Like you're doing all the right things training wise. You know, you're going over and training in different places, but you just get let down by people and that you can't control that.
I know.
But when you get to that position, it's going to be just, it's going to be sweet.
Again, that's just how I feel. Like I should be up there with these guys, fighting these guys already. I feel it's due to me.
You're a Jew? Is that what you said?
I'm a Jew. I feel like it should be. I should be there.
Yeah.
I shouldn't need to wait.
It's going to happen, man. So yeah, California, how was it? Like the rest of it?
Honestly, it's a brilliant place. Like I loved it. I loved every second of it. Even just like you'd go and train. After you train, you'd go to Trader Joe's and get your salad. And then
Trader Joe's, man. That's
you go to, but the salads are pretty good. You go and maybe go to the beach. Just sit at the beach and just chill. And then you've got like training in maybe 4 hours or something. And
you get to train with the best. You know, there's a lot of guys there.
Obviously the best guys in the world. There's loads of good guys that you've never even heard of out there.
Is it something you could do, like move there? Is it like
me and the family are going to go out maybe next year, I think, for like 3 months.
Wow.
And
that's brilliant.
Me personally would love to move out there. I'd love to get a green card. I don't know if I'd get a green card though. I don't know how it works, to be fair.
I'm not sure over a certain age, maybe. I think, but there's people that move over there obviously all the time that are older. So, but I did it when I was younger, so it was through my dad. He was married to an American woman.
Yeah.
So that's how we got our green cards. But I'm not sure if it's just you going over green. how would you would get it?
Yeah. Well, we're going to go over for 3 months, and I'm going to obviously introduce her to that sort of lifestyle.
The MMA wag lifestyle.
With her being a vegan as well, like there's loads of places to eat over there that's vegan. Like it's quite big over there, you know what I mean? Everything's quite healthy. So even if you are wanting to eat healthy, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
So you could, like I was saying, Trader Joe's, you could walk in there and get a really good salad, or get something else, or get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas here, you could walk into Tesco and get like a shitty sandwich.
It's hard.
It's
hard. You know, there's so much options in America, especially LA, I guess. I've not been to LA, but it's definitely a place I want to visit.
I've still not been to LA.
Have you not?
No. It's twice I've been over, and I said I was going to do it, but
where is the
Sacramento?
Oh, Sacramento. Is that
So
south?
it's like 6-hour drive. I think that's north.
Okay.
Northern California.
I'm not so good at my Californian geography.
I genuinely, before I went over, didn't even think like the size of California was like.
It's huge.
Massive.
It's
like
supposedly
bigger,
massive.
bigger
Yeah.
than Britain, you know what I mean? I never knew it was like that. I just thought it was like I don't know, like a wee state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where would you stay when you're over there?
Well, that's the thing. Like Dave Rowan, he deals with everybody that's coming in and out. So I don't know if we get in the fighter house, obviously, because that's for fighters.
Yeah.
But Dave did say I could stay at his, but obviously need to pay rent.
Yeah.
But for 3 months or 6 months, it'd be quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd need to sort of maybe get a job.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get one on the side or not being out there.
Don't say that live on a podcast. A cash in hand one, please, without any tax.
But yeah, I obviously need to save up a good bit of money if I'm going to go, especially with my family.
It's a good idea though, man. I mean, that takes all that stress away by having your family over there. You know, you're not going to be worried about them and have to sort of your mind be in two places. You can have your family and your life there with you.
And to enjoy the life, like in between training, I can go to the beach.
Yeah.
Like Nad, so I mentioned earlier on, he's done the same. He took his kids over Christmas. And they had Christmas over there.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I think they'd really, really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and sun as well. I mean,
loads of sun.
One of the worst things about living in Scotland, unusual this summer though, because we've had a lot of sun.
Quite good.
It's just it's miserable a lot of the time, you know. And not even. I'd rather have more snow and have amazing summers, but it's just always shit during the
rains. It's just grey.
It's grey for like 7 months, and everyone's like feral and trying to gnaw on each other by the time the sun comes round. You know, you're just like.
So as soon as the sun comes out, it's like taps off.
And working outside as well. Like if you're
I've been
outside during the winter, it's just shit.
It's so cold.
Getting up when it's fucking dark and going home when it's dark is soul destroying.
It really is. I see like picking up like scaffolding, obviously being metal. Picking up that.
It's always
in the
freezing.
Winter, it's so cold. Like.
It's like colder than anything you've ever felt. Have you tried one of those cryogenic?
Yeah, I went into the cryo thing.
Did you do it when you were in California?
California.
How was it, man?
It was different.
Do you know what it does? Like I only have a sort of.
Not really.
So it's like a cryogenic freezing chamber, and you go in there, and it goes down to minus. You'd know.
I don't know what
it's American as well.
Yeah,
minus. I don't even know how they.
Generally, I don't know. I know that I had on my eyelashes there was frost. Like we were in, I think it's 2 or 3 minutes you're going for.
Yeah.
It's not long, but like you're in there and like your nipples are like ready to cut through glass. Like it's really, really. You need to wear the big mitts and like.
I've seen people with that.
Yeah.
So
you don't get in there without the mitts on.
So this is just off the old internet, but the sort of preface of it is this treatment involves exposing individuals to extremely cold, dry air below minus 100 degrees Celsius for 2 to 4 minutes, and it's supposed to help with the recovery because it forces your body to create these sort of shock proteins which help you recover essentially, and it's really, really good for you.
It did make me feel good the next day, to be honest. You get a treatment as well. It was like. You get to choose your treatments. You get your legs in these big sleeve things.
I've seen those. Did they film them with liquid or something? Is that
no?
What
It's like air.
Oh right, okay.
It's like it does like.
It's like when they take your blood,
it's like that. Yeah.
blood pressure, but on your leg.
But it goes in like stages, so it will like top of the arm, that'll like go all the way down. But obviously it's your leg. But you feel it like pushing, and you feel it like releasing at certain bits, so it brings blood to that. So say you've got like a sore foot or whatever, it'll like.
So it gets blood into that area.
Yeah, it's like it stops the blood and then it rushes the blood in. They were pretty good, and I had a Theragun. Like,
is that the one with the drill? They look so funny. Are they good though?
They're really good. Like
who was it that was trying to sell them? I think it was Faraz Ahabi. He's trying to sell some because he has one that's like the most powerful one that's out there, and he couldn't find one that was super. I think he even plugs it into the wall. It's that powerful. Yeah. And he's come up with one that just goes right in there, and you can like heat up the ends or cool them down, freeze them, depending on what treatment you want. So you put them in the fridge or freezer, or you put them in, I think, maybe hot water, and then you can use it on your skin to get different sort of results. But it's just the same. It's like
the gun was really good. Like it's like mad. You know what I mean?
What did you use it on?
On my back.
Oh,
I had it on my back.
Is that something you have
honest,
issues?
I done it on the first week,
right?
So I wasn't really feeling too sore.
Right.
I just generally went there just to go there. There was other guys that were going there, but went the day after sparring. No, same day of sparring. Sparring was in the morning. We went after it. So I just went just for like, and they're like, "Have you got anything sore?" I was like, "No." Anything you really want to work on? Nothing. I was feeling good. I was like, I don't know. I was just like, maybe loosen up my neck a bit because it was a bit tight. But there was nothing specific on me that was sore. You know what I mean? So
you never got to experience it on something that was actually needing it.
But it was good. It did loosen up my back a little bit.
It's a crazy machine that just looks so funny. Like it's an actual drill as well, is it not? And then it has this.
Nad, he actually made one out of like a power drill.
Fucking hell.
He drilled like a hole through a golf ball. Put a golf ball in it. So it's like.
That sounds like the start of a headline you see, like California man died in a weird, modified drill accident.
He actually couldn't power it because it was something to do with the power over there.
Right.
No one's voltage.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Yeah. It's like AC and DC or something.
I don't know.
Volts.
Like, it wouldn't work.
Really?
Yeah, I had to get like some sort of mad battery for it.
So how was sparring and against when you were training? Like how did you feel?
I felt like I'm keeping up with these guys. Sparring wise, I never really sparred with any top guys.
Did they like you, or is it?
It was quite selective.
Right,
like they had their rounds planned out. Like Cody would go and spar with this guy, and then this guy. You know what I mean? Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like I totally see the point in that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get these up and comers that are new to the gym that are going to go in there and try and take your head off. You want to work a specific thing with this specific guy. You know what I mean? But it was good. I was sparring with Andre Feely.
Nice.
Yeah. He's got a big fight coming up. I don't know if it's been announced yet. I'm not sure if I should announce it. But I'll do it anyway.
He does not have a massive fight coming up. Wink.
I'm pretty sure it's announced, but he's fighting Michael Johnson.
Right.
So
that'd be a great fight.
Be a good fight for him.
Michael Johnson's awesome. You know, he's had some shitty losses, but he's had some great performances.
Yeah, I think he's sort of used as a stepping stone now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's become a gatekeeper, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's good for people that are on the way up.
Feely will beat him. He's good.
Is there anyone in the UFC that you think that you would like to fight? Because there's a bunch of guys, obviously, that are great. You know, is there anyone that you've ever looked at in the upper echelons of the game and thought, I'd love to fight that guy?
I've always wanted to fight DJ.
Right.
But that's just because he's been the best.
He was.
He was, yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Nobody in particular, no.
Yeah.
Nobody that stands out to me that I want to get in there and fight. I'm taking it one step at a time. I just want to get there.
Yeah.
Once I'm there, then I can start looking at all these top guys.
Totally.
But there's nobody in particular that I want to fight. Up there anyway.
Yeah.
Take out these local European guys first.
So we just had Conor McGregor and Khabib being announced for, is it October 26th?
6.
That is going to be...
Yeah, that's...
I don't even know who else is on the card for that. But I think it was announced 3 days ago by the UFC, so it's legit. You know, it's legit happening. But man, that could be a hard one to call. You know,
that is a hard one to call. I think if Conor keeps on the feet, he can knock him out. I think if Khabib gets a hold of him, Conor's fucked.
Yeah,
but I think the way Alquinta fought him, he sat back a lot. I think Conor will do the same.
I watched a breakdown of that one actually, and I think it was it's a YouTube guy. I can't remember his name actually, but he breaks them down psychologically, what's going on in the cage and technique wise as well. I think it's like a lizard, like it's an animated lizard that talks on the show. It's like Tommy Toehold slightly, but it's for breaking down these videos. And he says Alquinta used the style that Ali did, you know, where he got you to punch him and think that you're in a fight and you're doing well. Like he was taking Khabib's jabs to make Khabib think that Khabib was able to strike. Yeah, you know, because he was getting more confident, and then he was going to try and counter him when he came in with this shit. Like, because his hands are not the best.
No, his hands are pretty. They look really amateur.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, that was.
But when you're so good at one thing, you know, can you get by in? But he's like extremely good. You know, some of his stuff is...
His wrestling's like out of this world. But I thought his striking would be better, to be honest. He's working with top guys. Like,
I mean, he hit... Is it Michael Johnson? He hit him a few times with some good shots, but I think it was just a flick, maybe. I think Michael was too...
I don't know if it's just the way Alquinta fought.
Yeah.
I think he was expecting the takedown, and he wasn't looking for the knockout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas people are like, oh, I'm expecting the takedown, want to knock him out.
Yeah.
He sort of sat back and waited for the takedown, and I don't know.
The way I saw it though is he was waiting. He was trying to get Khabib to strike him, because he wanted to strike, and then he had to counter strike him. He couldn't just run in there and actually hit him. So he was waiting to. He was trying to get him to start like thinking that he was landing shots, because he was keeping his. He does have head movement, but he kept his head there, and he was getting hit with jabs. And that's what Ali was famous for doing, you know. He was just making you think that you were winning a fight, then he'd counter you. Yeah. And that's what the Alquinta was trying to do, but obviously he ran out of time. You know, he was trying to do that in the third round. Yeah. But it was a close, it was a bit of a strange fight. It wasn't it wasn't as a big demolition that I thought had happened to him, you know. It's like, what was he ranked at that point?
Think because what he done to Barboza, I think that's what the thought would happen to Alquinta. Yeah. Because he sort of like just raped him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not literally, folks, obviously.
But he put a beating on him, and it was like pretty bad beating. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think everybody was expecting the same.
Yeah.
But it just never happened.
So Conor and Khabib, I mean, how would you see it?
Like I said, if it's on the feet, I think Conor could definitely knock him out.
Do you think there's maybe a ring rust issue there for Conor? Because he's been out for 2 years.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it very much.
Well, you think he's just so much of the man?
He's still training. He'll still be sparring hard. I think if he catches him on the feet, he'll knock him out. I think that's maybe what's going to happen. But I think if Khabib gets a hold of him, Conor's not getting back up.
It's going to be a good fight, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited. I'm a really big... These two guys have been like... Sort of like... I've really watched like growing up through MMA, you know what I mean?
Because there's two sides of a great coin. Like someone who's like a sort of Dagestani wrestler, you know, someone who's tough as shit because they've just been in the shit wrestling their whole life, and then someone who's just an absolute megastar and a fantastic one-punch striker, you know. Yeah. Not one punch, but you know what I'm saying. You know, he's got good hands.
You see what happened to Jose Allen? Punch, you know what I mean?
Did you see Jose's recent fight?
Yeah, that body shot,
great,
man. I was like literally almost crying. See, watching that, it was emotional as fuck, man.
Yeah.
He got
It was like when you saw. Have you seen Logan with Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
It was like that. I almost felt like crying because it was like the end of an era. But it was kind of similar. But it was like, oh, Josie's back. You know, it's not the end of an era.
yeah, I was like really happy watching that, because you hate to see obviously greats just go straight down the pan.
Because he was just an absolute monster at one point.
He was unbeatable.
Just demolishing people.
That could have been USADA though.
Well, I think he looked a bit more jacked in that last fight. Like the old Aldo, like his body looked like the way he used to look. So I think maybe he's gotten around whatever issues. Maybe I assume. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but
Just the Aldo, Dan Kinlaw now accusing.
Oh, I'll fight him. I'll call him out. I'll beat that little tash off his head.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that he won.
Yeah, I was happy for
against
that.
a good guy as well. Like, guy's been knocking people out.
That was a critical win for him as well. I think he knew it as well.
Yeah.
Because if he got beat that time, that would just send him back down to being a gatekeeper, I guess. But people forget how fucking good Jose is.
Yeah,
he's just an absolute beast still. Got beat by some really good guys. Max Holloway's just unbelievably good.
He's came on loads, man. Like for the last Conor fight, he's improved so much. Like a total different fighter.
Do you think that would be a good one to see Conor and Max a rematch? Do you think that's one that's
fight?
Yeah.
I think the first one was a good fight anyway.
Well, people forget that Conor hurt his knee in that fight.
Yeah.
And he had to take I think it was a year or two out after
like
that
that,
because of it. So I think it was in the first round he injured his knee, so he had to change his game up. But he still beat him by doing things that he wouldn't normally do.
But I think Max Holloway's a different fighter from then.
But is anyone Conor McGregor level of fighter?
I know. It's one of these things, is it? MMA world.
I know. All the math doesn't even make sense.
Nah.
So yeah, what's the plans? What do you want to do? What's the sort of 2 years going to look like for you? And
I'd like to think probably not with the shows that are on, but by the end of the year, I'd like to fight for the Cagewarriors belt. If not early next year, like really early, like January. I don't even care about New Year, Christmas. I'd happily not trying to get one fighting for that belt.
It's a sacrifice.
I'd be looking to maybe finish off my contract, maybe defending that belt, maybe once or twice, and then hopefully the UFC come knocking.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
I've heard a rumor that there's meant to be UFC coming back to Glasgow in April.
Right.
I don't even know where I've seen that.
Who would you hear that through?
I don't know. I genuinely I'd seen it on the internet. It was a rumor.
Scott, do you go on the internet and believe everything?
I do. Anything that's typed up from any MMA page, I'll believe it. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah,
I've heard a rumor.
Kind of makes sense. They've had a few events in England. Obviously, they had the Liverpool one. That was a big one for England. I think the one with Bisbing, that was another one they had. So I think it's certainly due to come back to Scotland. So that would make sense.
I don't know if anybody else could hold it, but I'd like to see it somewhere else.
Where was it they had it the last time?
Glasgow Hydro.
Right.
I don't know if anywhere else can hold any place like that.
Well, maybe the stadium in
I'd like to see it like up north.
What, in Inverness or something?
Something like Aberdeen.
Yeah. Aberdeen?
Yeah.
What about Dundee? Represent your hometown.
Dundee.
You're fighting in the Caird Hall again.
Fighting in the Caird Hall. Fighting in the...
When was the last time you fought in the Caird Hall? Not professionally, obviously.
I've never fought in the Caird Hall.
Have you never been to a gig in the Caird Hall?
No, was I fighting in the Caird Hall?
No, I'm kidding.
I have been at gigs in the Caird Hall, but I never fought. I'm a good guy. I think even the Caird Hall would obviously be far too small.
No, yeah. What about the one over here and the rugby one?
There need to be like a stadium or something.
Yeah.
Especially in Dundee, it need to be like dens.
Have they done? I think they've only done a few stadiums though.
Yeah.
There was a one in Toronto. I think they did for GSP. I'm not sure if they've done them anywhere else. I think there was a stadium in Brazil.
Do like arenas and stuff.
Yeah.
But is there any arenas in Dundee?
No.
I
don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's like, is it the O2 that's in Aberdeen?
Yeah.
They've got a few arenas up there, I think. But
That'd be a strange one, though. Imagine everyone coming up. But everyone goes down to London. It'd just be the opposite way of, everyone has to come to Aberdeen.
Yeah, exactly.
But does Aberdeen have the infrastructure to support that influx of that many people?
Look at the money that's flowing to Aberdeen just now, man. All oil, everything. They've got a lot of shit up there. It's a busy place.
If anyone could do it,
it
would probably be.
I think Aberdeen would probably be a good place to be. Obviously north of Scotland, but I don't see anywhere else that can hold it. I mean,
on your the when you were supposed to be on that last Cagewarriors card, there was a few other Scotsmen that were on there, Paul McBain and Ross Houston. Was it frustrating having to watch them be on a card that could have been a third Scots?
Yeah, it was.
Is Ross Scottish actually?
He is Scottish,
right?
Well, he calls himself Scottish. He wasn't born in Scotland, but he has stayed here for 20 odd years, you know what I mean? Which makes you Scottish. I think even if you're English and you've got a wee bit of Scottish blood, just
everyone's Scottish.
You want to be Scottish. Yeah.
When I stayed in Toronto, everyone in their fucking dog was Scottish.
It was quite annoying when well, not annoying because obviously I'm happy for the guys, but it's annoying that I can't be happy as well with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, enjoying their wins, enjoying a three of us winning.
There must be a sense of pride as well, being people representing a country as well.
I'd like to see a Cagewarriors in Scotland. Try and push for December.
Yeah, but Glasgow obviously seems like the one for that.
Glasgow could probably even, I don't know, again, some place like Aberdeen. Dundee would probably be able to hold a Cagewarriors, I think. Again, where do you do it?
Maybe the title for the Cagewarriors title with you in Dundee.
That would be great.
I mean, imagine the amount of people that would come along to that.
That would, I think that'd sell it. Dundee's quite central as well.
Yeah, it's kind of There's a lot of there's trains obviously. And it's up and coming. That might be something that would attract a lot more people as well.
V&A and that.
Everyone's complaining about that, aren't they?
Why?
Everyone says it looks shit. I think it looks amazing.
I think it looks great.
But that is art.
I love what they've done with the place. It looks so much better than your old fucking train station with a big tunnel and shit. Like that.
Or the swimming pool there.
Yeah,
have you been to the new one?
It's pretty much the old one, but like new.
Okay.
And it's just like a different layout, but it's got exactly the same things.
Right.
Different shoots.
Right.
Still got the
slides. Translation. Yeah. I call them shoots as well.
still got the.
Did they have the cannonball?
Still got the cannonball.
Is it good? Is it better?
It's just the same. It's exactly the same. Like the dive modes are the same. Only thing that's different, they've got like a training pool inside that actual bit.
Right.
Whereas the training pool before was like a different room altogether. This one you can go from swimming in the leisure pool to going straight into the training pool if you wanted, which is easier, handier.
Yeah.
But it's the same sort of thing, but it's just laid out different.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's definitely something that could be a possibility. Just you fighting in Dundee, that only seems natural if you work your way up there. You know that you'd fight for your title there.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway, Scott, thanks for joining me actually this early in the morning.
Yep.
And if you want to just give your social media and a chance to call anybody out that you want to fight.
Social media is Scotty_boom boom at Instagram. That's Instagram. My Facebook is Scott Malone. And what's my Twitter? My Twitter is Scott Malone 265. I think. Yeah, 265. That's my
You
Twitter.
need to change that.
I know.
Scott Malone 265.
That's because that's like my email address.
Oh.
That was the only thing I had. I was typed in loads and it was like, no, this one's taken.
Yeah.
But
I'm the same. I have to put 3 E's on the end of mine because someone's got IAMKPee with 2 E's. Yeah. So it's just fucking. I'll have to end up buying them over or something like that.
Did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah, some people do that. I've heard of that before. I think Joe Rogan did that at some point because someone had his website name for .com and he had.
I know you could buy websites.
Yeah,
but like I've seen is it John Jones or someone that's got the fake Twitter guy?
Oh yeah, there's someone else with his name and they keep tagging him in it.
Yeah, fucking. I don't know if you could do it with Twitter, but
probably.
There's probably one out there that's no 265 anyway.
I think there's people that build up profiles and then they sell them on, so they get loads of followers or whatnot straight off the bat. So yeah, you might have to change your name.
Yeah.
And who do you want to fight? Come on. There must be someone.
Any of the guys I
Unless
mentioned.
there's anyone called anyone, then
Literally any of the guys I mentioned, I'd like Aikendale, Ed Arthur, Josh Reed, Brian Booland, Chris Edwards, Jack Shore, obviously. They're like the top guys just now. Any of the guys willing to take the fight, and any of the guys that are not going to pull out, I'd be happy to fight.
You need to get your t-shirts. Don't pull out, homie.
That's the new slogan.
Thanks, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much, mate.